Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I am out hiking, if you can even call it that, with Scout, my golden doodle. And we're out here in the crew area where it's pretty much the closest thing to hiking that we can get down here in South Florida. And I got a couple of pieces of gear that I'm trying out for the road to Mammoth. So I'm not out here for pace because Scout, to be perfectly honest with you, is not a very good walker. He likes to stop. So I wanted to get him out of the house and go on a little hike. It's only a mile loop on this trail, but I got a couple of pieces of gear that I wanted to try out. So I've got the Everly stock bino harness, and I've got that loaded down with just a couple of boxes of ammo just to put some weight on it, because I plan to carry my pistol right here. I'm going to do a full review on this once I get it all set up, and I'm going to have the utility pouch over here on this side, but I'll have binoculars in here. So this is loaded down to about 7 pounds, and then in the pack I've got about 20 pounds on my back. That's an Osprey Exos 58, and I bought that one. I needed a new pack. The other one, the technology is just super outdated. It's 13 years old, and this back panel is amazing. I've only walked a few hundred yards with it, but it is absolutely amazing. I've got this one loaded down to about 20 pounds, so overall I've got 27 pounds on. The majority of the weight is on my hips where it's supposed to be. So I'm just out here trying it out. Let's go enjoy the day. You're really out of shape there, huh, Scout? Guess we're gonna have to go on more rucks. It's very overgrown. I don't know, nobody's taking care of this trail. Usually it's pretty well manicured. But in the grand scheme of things, this place doesn't look like Florida. It actually looks like a trail, because I've put this place on my channel before, but you can't see anything. You could barely hear any cars. It's just preserve. You can kind of see all these birds. They look like bats, but they're actually sparrows, I think. I'm no, it was an ornithologist. I'm no bird expert, but it's a lot of birds. Oh, they're over there now. Forgot to mention, I've got some Brooks Cascadia. I think these are 16s. I've had these shoes in numerous previous models, and they really are fantastic. Smart wool ankle socks, super nice combo. Feet felt absolutely fine during my little hike. So a couple of weeks after I went on that little hike, testing out some new gear, I'm actually at Scout Camp with my son, and I thought it was a perfect opportunity to test out some of my old backpacking gear. It's actually the second day. I slept in it last night, and yeah, good thing I did that test, because the air pillow that I've had for many years does not have. It's done. It's toast. I had to throw it out because it doesn't hold any air. I mean, it was like $20 5, 6, 7 years ago, so it's just no good anymore. I have to investigate a new one. But the tent and the mattress were pretty good. Let's go check them out. The tent is a Big Agnes Fly Creek UL2. This is the older design. I've had this for at least 10 years now, and one sign of age. The tent poles work just fine. They're a little bent from use. Not too much use, but use. I've got it all guyed out. Ample room for just me. But as you can see, a little bit of sticking there. Some condensation. Hopefully that'll dry out in the sun. But one spot over here where the inner guy. So this is what I was trying to get at. This is the tent body, and this attaches to the fly right there, and that came apart. So I'm going to try and re-glue that just to fix it. It doesn't really, it just helps give you a little extra space, like on this side. You can see it pulls the tent body out a little bit, so it's off your legs, but not too bad. So actually, in just kind of messing with that one, that side fell off too, so I'll have to glue both of those. But overall, good tent. Like I said, I've had it for a long time. Inside the tent, it's pretty spacious for just the one, and a little bit of gear. In the sniper challenge, I won't have my backpack with me. I won't have some of this stuff, but like I said, the pillow was no good anymore, so I wound up sleeping with a folded up sweatshirt. Did the trick. My Garmin watch actually said I got excellent sleep last night, which is a little hard to believe. Just different type of sleeping. I haven't slept on a mattress this thin in a long time. The mattress is a Big Agnes Axle Air insulated, and it's a larger version, 25 by 72. I've heard that being a side sleeper, you want to have a wider mattress, helps you stay on. The quilt is Cedar Ridge Outdoors. Unfortunately, they're no longer in business. It's a 40-degree quilt, 10D on the outside, 7D on the inside, so super thin material. You'll probably want to wear socks if you have something like this with a thin material, so that a toenail doesn't catch it and scratch it. But super warm. It got into the mid-50s last night. I was a little hot when we went to sleep, and then I was a little cool in the morning because it fell off my shoulders. But like I said, the pillow came apart, and I'm going to need to get a new pillow. But I definitely need a thicker pillow than the one I had, so I'm going to do some more research and get there. But you know, spacious enough for just me. The only thing that I do not like about this tent is the front door. Camping with the Scouts, I have a Rattlesnake SL3, and it's got side doors. Really like that a lot better. But good gear shakedown test for Mammoth. Another thing that I am testing out is my sleep clothing. I did that once before on the Appalachian Trail, and it worked well, and we're going to do it again. It's a Smart Wool t-shirt, and if it's cold enough, I'll wear a pair of long johns, either Smart Wool or Patagonia, just your merino wool blend. My boxers will be just some generic sport underwear, boxer briefs, and then a pair of Smart Wool socks. Like I mentioned, you don't want a toenail to catch on that thin fabric in the sleeping quilt and potentially rip it, because it's very, very thin material. I wanted to do some food testing out here. I bought some meals from Packet Gourmet. They're like a mom and pop company in Texas. I had their Texas State Fair chili many years ago, and I bought it again. I bought some other things, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get around to that on this trip, because there's only 3 Scouts and 3 adults, so just hanging out with my son versus them kind of going off as a troop. So I was going to test some food, but probably save that for another day. I will, though, test some coffee. That will be in a different video, and we'll go over that different, because coffee is important. So happy with the shakedown thus far. I know what I need to do, what I need to get, what I need to research. More preparation for Mammoth, because it's not just a shooting competition, it is a backpacking competition, because you need to sleep well. You have to sleep well. If you sleep like crap, you're going to be fatigued, and your performance will show. It's about 2 weeks after that camping trip when I filmed that outro. That was day 2. Day 2 into day 3, overnight, it rained heavily from 3 until like noon the next day. So everything got soaked, not in my tent, but in the Scout tent. So there were 3 Scout tents that were up. They had like rivers in them. We wound up throwing out all those tents because they sit in a trailer in Florida. It's hot over the summer. The materials, they just degrade. And I learned that my tent, I look back at my purchase, and I bought it in 2011. So it's 12, 13 years old.
long time. So my tent leaked just a little bit at the head, and I figured out it was from the seam on the fly. The tape started to come off. So this is actually the back, but this is the seam tape, and then this is the seam. That's what makes this seam waterproof. And then up on the door, you can see that this is the inside of the fly, and then this is the seam tape. So I had a couple of drops coming through. Nothing that would have been catastrophic, not catastrophic, that's pretty extreme, but nothing that would have flooded me out. But nevertheless, and I contacted Big Agnes about a warranty, and they said that once that seam tape starts coming off, the tent has usually reached the end of its lifespan. So I have two options. I can either try and find a replacement fly, or I can just get a new tent. And I'm leaning towards buying a new tent. We do have some backpacking trips coming up, and like I mentioned, I do want one with dual doors versus the one single door. It's just a pain to get in and out of. So I'm gonna do some more research on the tent, but I found a new pillow. I'm gonna make a separate video about that. And it was just really, really, really beneficial to do a gear shakedown like this. It's actually after Mammoth 1, and if you're still watching at this point, thank you. So Mammoth 1 happened this past weekend in Georgia, and it rained heavily on Friday night into Saturday, and the temps were down in the upper 30s or 40s, so cold rain. And 87 teams stepped off on Friday morning, and by Saturday there were 57 teams left, and they said that was one of the largest drops in the history of the competition because the weather was so poor and people were just not prepared. So really important to do these gear shakedowns and make sure your gear is in optimal performing status. That's going to do it for this one. Like and subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section below, and we'll see you in the next video.